Good morning, everybody. Today is June 19th, 2026, looking at our EURUSD 1-minute chart. And today, as I had promised, I'm putting on the spacetime mathematics tool, looking at those from yesterday. Interestingly enough, we had this 1x spacetime mathematics line right here, and price didn't actually go as deep to actually hit this line in order for price to actually make a reversal. So we're still bearish, and this is kind of reflecting in price action overnight. So price did touch this or tested this line over here. These are the generic slopes that we use, and this one is now placed on this time separator and this inflection point. So works good. And then actually during the night we broke this. So this line is going up. We kind of have to use our imagination right there. Breaking this line, going further down, and probably now looking for these levels over here. We could just be dipping, dropping until we reach this point, or we could be retesting the top of this channel. I'm actually expecting the latter will happen. So my prediction is that we will test the top of this channel and that we will then go down to this this space-time guide right here, and that from this point we will see a reversal and then some movement to the upside. Depending on the number that price will generate when hitting this this line at the bottom here, we will see price action to the upside. So that could be a bit more, a bit less. I don't know yet. It depends on where price will will basically hit this guide right here. So that's what I think. So initially, I think we'll be seeing a lot of bearish movement, and from there, depending on the number generated when hitting the space-time path, price will then move up accordingly. All right, I'll keep you guys posted. Hi everyone, great to have you back. So we didn't get our retest on top of the channel. Womp womp. Didn't get that one. So in the end, we didn't get a good entry. I was really considering here, well, you know, this distance isn't great. Maybe I can take a position, but I decided not to in the end and just wait to see what happens. We got a steep drop, and it's a shame. We could have gotten in on this business. Okay, so price kept dropping, hit the bottom of our channel, and then also it hit the space-time mathematics path, you could say. I think this is the 2x, yeah, 2x path, and I was actually sitting at the breakfast table, so I didn't, I wasn't at my terminal, but I set a reminder for that price level. Unfortunately, brokers or chart analysis tools don't allow for price time alarms. That would be a great feature. Yeah, maybe someday we'll have it, but okay. Right, and what I mean by that, for example, is that you can actually set an alarm on a diagonal. That would be cool, so that you can say, okay, whenever price hits this diagonal, you know, give me an alarm. That would be insane. You know, like I said, maybe someday. Okay, so I set the alarm, took the position. Price was a bit shaky around this line, which is imaginable. And then we got a reaction from the market. So the market changed, which was good. Very strong. So we have the 3x steepness, like the normal daily steepness here. I was actually expecting this maybe to touch the 2x, but it kept pulling. And latest here, I was actually expecting for a drawback maybe to the 2x. But even here, I just found support on this small channel right there and kept pulling. So that was pretty cool, I guess. And here we also have our 1x level from this low. Right? So the same thing we did from the previous high. So we take the previous high, that gives us a number, and then we just extrapolate down. the manifold size, I call it. So there's like a manifold, price time manifold. It's all in my white paper that I wrote back in March. And so we can actually start multiplying our manifold size. So also this low gives us a number, and then we just, we have one number. This is the 1x, so this is the actual number that we're getting from this bottom. And then we can just keep extrapolating or extending this manifold size. Okay, so this is the 1x manifold size. So you got to imagine, maybe this line is a bit quirky, I don't know, but we have to use a bit of imagination here. I guess I could start calculating it. Maybe it's a bit more flat. Maybe it's a bit more steep. Who knows? Like it's somewhere in this range. Like these lines don't just take off with an incredible steep curvature, simply because of this fact that as time progresses, price degrades. That's the idea. So you kind of have to imagine, if I have a low, then I can set a point, and from that point, the line will actually drop, and it will collapse into itself. So at some point there just isn't any data anymore. So you have the starting number. From there you start the path, and at some point the path doesn't exist anymore. So it basically collapses in itself. It's all in the white paper. All right. So price goes up still, and then it takes this turn. And I was thinking, okay, well, now it needs to definitely hit the 2x line there, and it didn't, so it kept floating above. I don't know why. I guess maybe because bullish forces were so strong at this point. I have no logical explanation, really. So then we had a retest, so not a retest, but actually a test on this line. So we found support, went up, and then we broke it. And this is also like these are the moments where I start to get really careful, since we have this inflection line here, and we don't know exactly when the curvature of the space-time path will actually kick in. Okay, so here we have the 2x space-time math path going through, and as you can see, especially at this point of the day, the line is relatively flat. So also depending where you are on the day, the steepness of this line changes. So in this case, the line was relatively flat at this point, and a curvature will kick in at some time. So the thing that we cannot do is we cannot predict, for example, when exactly price will hit this line. And since the curvature of the line changes, it's very hard for us to make a projection into the future and say, okay, well, at this point in time, we will have this price. Okay, this is something that we simply cannot do. But I was really expecting price to hit this line, especially since we got so close. We got a bit of resistance from this diagonal right there, but we broke through, found support, kept pushing. And these are already lines that I have put on the chart for tomorrow. Yeah? And as you can see, price is already interacting with these lines, because these lines exist even though it's in the future. It's this geometrical plan that is basically unfolding before our eyes. And then here at this point, we see price making one last move coming off of this line, and then hitting our space-time mathematics path here. So this is our top and also our reversal. Yeah. So in this instance, we really had a perfect plan, like a perfect situation where we had this space-time mathematics path, price hit it, reversed, kept going, kept pushing beyond the 1x. Why was I not expecting maybe for price to reverse here? It could have happened. It may have very well happened. The thing is, just looking at the time, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. So kind of putting those pieces of the puzzle together, I was thinking, well, at 10 o'clock in the morning, the day is not going to be over already. But but surely we could also have a reversal already here. And this is also in the past why I had discarded this method, since I didn't already know in advance, for example, what the manifold size is. And I also clearly stated this in my white paper. So I always said that, you know, this is a method that we apply, but there's many unknowns, and this is one of the unknowns. We cannot tell the manifold size upfront at this point. Okay, so we just have to kind of wait, be patient, and sit this through, and also kind of use other pieces of evidence. In this case, the time of day, to draw some conclusions on whether price will reverse or not. In worst case, price would have reversed, and at that point, I would have just probably pulled up my stop to my entry, and I wouldn't have lost my position. Okay. So yeah, great. And here I think I was on the tennis court, so I actually wasn't at my trading terminal at all, and therefore I just said, okay, well, I'm just gonna put my take profit at this point, since, like I said before, I didn't know when price would actually exactly hit this path, and it was around 9 o'clock in the evening that it did. Okay, so looking at tomorrow, assuming that this is our top now that we have to take reference from, we put on the slope of tomorrow here. So one coming from the top and one on this time separator, and this inflection point that we have here, just extrapolating that down. This is probably the channel that's currently holding price action together. So what I'm expecting will happen tomorrow is either one of two things. So one thing could be that we see a very sharp drop that we have seen in the past few weeks on Mondays, that we see a very sharp drop, and that we in one go that we just hit this path, and from there we get a bullish price development, and this should then already happen around midnight. That's one scenario. Another possible scenario or potential scenario is that price action will just stay trapped within this channel. Okay, and I had already drawn the 2x manifold size also down here. So second option or second potential scenario would be that price action would just stay within this channel, that this path would basically, well, because this curvature will come up at some point, that this curvature and this path will meet, or that there will be just a slight drop or a test to this inflection line, and that the reversal will occur there, and that we will have bullish price action from there. So I am expecting a bullish day, but first we will basically have a setup of price going down. I think those will be the two potential scenarios for tomorrow. We'll see. But in conclusion for today, I think I'm really, really satisfied with the result that we had today. I mean, this is just an amazing position that we took, hitting our spacetime mathematics, 2x manifold line, and then going up, breaking the one line, like the 1x manifold from this bottom, and then hitting this exact top right there. Like, this really is telling for me. So this is telling me that the mathematics used in that space-time theory also applies to price time in this case. And I will keep trying this and see how the results are. If you like this video, please, like and subscribe as always. Keep trying, keep searching for the truth. Don't give up, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.